Yagi Yui is a genius with an IQ of 180, but people keep their distance from her because she cannot interpret their emotions. Still, she longs to understand others and to be understood. On a chance visit, she came to the Mahjong Soul Shrine, and she started to change. Other than coffee and snacks, being her favorite beverage and food, Yui really has a poor sense of taste. Hello.
Hello.
And what?
What?
Why did you go hello?
Is there a problem?
I just don't understand.
Do we need to have a talk?
About hello?
Feedback? About hello?
I just don't understand why it happened.
Hello, and welcome to Soulmates, where we talk about all our favorite little guys and all our favorite little games.
I could tell as soon as you started that this was going to be an interesting read.
I'm Ivy Fox. I'm Ivy Fox, not reading from a copy anymore because I've just memorized this after almost a year. You can find me on our sister podcast, Together We'll Shine, an Utna Rewatch podcast, available on your podcast app of choice. What is the other thing I say? One of the ways you can follow this show is on our YouTube, where you can leave a little comment to chat with us and your fellow fans. Hey, anyone notice that the YouTube now has a bunch of really nice thumbnails? Anyone notice the nice new thumbnails on the YouTube? I don't know. I'm just saying maybe you should notice them. And also, if you're
I
so
never
inclined,
think about this.
You can find us also, on your podcast app of choice, where you can give us a nice little review, just because you like us. Joining me as always, it's Ash.
Hi, I'm Ash. You forgot to say that I guess you are not Ivy Fox Art on co-host anymore, so that's not true.
What? That's has not been true for a while.
Yeah, I just was expecting you to say it.
Well?
Because I was thinking about the copy earlier. For reasons unknown. Hi, I'm Ash. You can find me, around. I mean, if you try hard enough, I'm sure you'll get there. It's it's about the journey, not the destination, But you can also find me running the show's Tumblr at soul-mates-podcast.tumblr.com. I guess that you could also just look at my Ko-Fi, which is ko-fi.com/Asherlark. You can support the show at ko-fi.com/IvyFoxArt. And that's it.
That's it? Did you do all of it?
Yes. That's why I said that's it.
Well, that's it. Well, thanks for joining us, folks. That's it.
That's it.
Terrible joke.
I think we could do a good podcast where we just really try to do the intro. That's all. That's it. Every 2 weeks we meet up, we really try to do the intro, and then we stop recording.
This is kind of an avant-garde podcast idea, is just a 2-minute weekly podcast where it's just the introduction to a podcast every time, and that's it.
Yeah, you can get a little bit of a cold open, you get a little bit of banter, but mostly it's just the intro. This is I listen to occasionally, well, I don't anymore, mostly because I use Pokemon Sleep now, and so I can't. But I used to listen to Sleep podcast, Sleep With Me. And that has an intro that lasts like 20 minutes. And I always fall asleep before it's over, because the intro is the best part. And so
Funny.
we could be like that.
We could just keep talking forever and not talk about, the weird thing that we're doing with this episode.
Oh yeah, I guess we could.
We were in while I was making our fancy new YouTube thumbnails. Hey, anyone notice the nice new thumbnails on the YouTube? Anyone notice this? Anyway, while I was just like sitting in a VC making these, I was talking to a friend of the show, Burb, and I mentioned offhand that like next episode kind of fucked up. And Burb was like, fucked up in like a familiar way or a new way? And I was like, a new way. And Burb, here you go. Here's the way in which it's fucked up. It's Yui Yagi, except we've divided her in two vertically from the top.
This is because Yui Yagi has 8 outfits.
8 outfits.
I can't
she has
do it.
So many of them. I would say broadly that Yui Yagi is the most popular character in Mahjong Soul, and this is wild to me. I mean, she's one of the original characters. Suddenly we're hitting a lot of these sort of original 8 characters.
Yeah.
But she's just like outstandingly popular. She's in so many of their little comics and shit. She's like maybe one of the most popular characters that isn't literally the mascot Ichihime. And so she has 8 skins, which, to be clear, is more skins than Ichihime has.
Yeah. This is very unreasonable.
She has the most. And so here, before we even get started, here's what's happening. We are covering 4 outfits in this episode, and then we're covering 6 outfits in the next episode. You may notice that this does not add up to... You may notice that this does not add up to...
Yes, we are. Sorry. Fuck me.
Is everything okay?
I just am so confused when you said you're covering 6 outfits in the next episode. I was like, what are you talking about? And then I remembered that we discussed this at length, and I decided to do that.
What? We discussed this at length. My point is that 4 plus 6 does not add up to 8. It adds up to 10. I thought you were laughing at the fact that I almost said 4 plus 6 does not add up to 10.
No, I was laughing at the fact that I'm stupid.
Okay. Now my brain has exploded. That's because we're doing 3 Yui Yagi outfits in this one and 1 bonus outfit from a different character. And then next time we're doing 5 Yui Yagi outfits and a bonus outfit from a different character. Welcome to episode 17, part 1.
Have you decided that it's episode 17 part 1 and episode 17 part 2?
That's correct, although I think I'm going to metadata them as episode 17 and episode 17.5. I thought a lot about this. I thought about like episode 17.1 and episode 17.2, and I was like, and then I was like, no, 17 and then 17.5 is the funniest option, I think.
Okay, great. You might be asking, why wouldn't you do 5 and 5 like normal people? It's because the default and the bond up takes so much more time.
They take so much more time.
So, part 2 will be shorter, probably.
But we do get to take our time on them and not do what we did with Mai, where, like, we took so long, and yet also it constantly felt like we were trying to rush ourselves through it. It's just kind of like a deeply, like, just kind of an episode of the podcast.
Yeah. And then we rolled Yui Yagi.
And Ash was like, we can't do this.
I got scared.
Ash got very scared. Yui Yagi, she just, like, she's just, like, not particularly interesting as a character. She really, more than a lot of people, has really kind of like early character, kind of just like very underwritten disease.
She's her character trait is that she's emotionally stunted and has sort of an extremely strange relationship with food. And that's it. That's all. And like broadly looking through her outfits, sort of the direction that they go with Yui Yagi is, okay, yeah, she's a character. We can put her in clothing that makes her attractive.
She's just kind of like a body.
She's like a mannequin that you can put various dresses on.
Yep.
She has sort of a neutral expression.
She
doesn't seem displeased. She doesn't seem pleased. She just seems like Yui Yagi.
She's just Yui Yagi. And what does that mean? Well, it means she doesn't have a great sense of taste.
It means that she's tagged as snack, coffee, swimming, IQ of 180, National University of Fuji, cooking, genius, poor sense of taste, university student, National University of Fuji Mahjong Club.
Wait.
Who has any of these tags?
Sorry.
No one else.
I went to go look at who has the genius tag. It's Yui Yagi, IQ of 180. It's Mirai, makes sense. She's like an inventor. It's Kaguya from, Love is War, which makes sense. But Miyuki is not here. Which just feels like a little bit of a snub to Miyuki, honestly.
Yeah, really.
And then also Ryan?
No, that can't be right. I don't even know anything about that guy.
The twink circus performer be a bunny girl? Ryan is a genius?
The guy in Mahjong Soul that they treat like a woman.
Yeah, the guy in Mahjong Soul who they draw like a woman.
Be a bunny girl.
Be a bunny girl. He's a genius? Question mark?
He's a magician from a dancing group.
The National University of Fuji Mahjong Club is Mirai, Yui Yagi, Hinata, and Hideki. That actually seems like kind of a vibe. I feel like they would have a good time together.
We could recreate that in a Mahjong Soul friendlies room.
I think we could, with just the people we know.
Yeah. Wait, do we know anyone who has a catchy?
I think so. This doesn't matter. Yui Yagi.
Okay. Yui Yagi.
I see, now I feel like I can take my time, so I'm sort of perusing a little bit before we really get started. She has some really fucked up illustrations.
Oh, she really does. Looking at her illustrations is truly like the most, this is a mannequin body of a woman.
Yes.
Like, experience. So many of these are just like, unabashedly, like, oh yeah, you can draw porn of her.
Yeah, this one of her and oh my god, what's her name? Solako. The vertical orientation, like phone desktop background, is like so much. One, she doesn't look like Yui Yagi in it, which is somehow her face is just not right, but it's just like so like this is just, they're so shy. It's so, they look like they're made of wax. Very unpleasant image.
But you also get, with the tweet illustrations, the occasional, because Yui Yagi is a staple character, you do occasionally get chibis of her, and that's appreciated. She gets to hang out in group pictures and be a person a little bit.
A little bit, sometimes.
But mostly be a symbol of Mahjong Soul.
All of the best art of her is her in an outfit that we're not going to be talking about in this episode. It's so sad.
Most of her outfits we're not going to be talking about in this episode.
Oh my god. Also, she has 2 birthday arts by Scary Birthday Artist.
No! Not Scary Birthday Artist.
Listen, if you scroll down and look at the tweet illustrations, go to the far right. Well, I don't know. The best the mahjongsoul.club hates putting images in the right order.
Yeah, no, it
but
really does.
You'll recognize them on account of they're scary.
Yeah, you know if you look at the birthday images of Yui Yagi and you look for the scary ones, yeah, those.
It's those. There's two
those.
of them.
Those are the ones we're talking about. The ones that are scary.
Anyway, those are all my various diversions, I think. We can talk about Yui Yagi's default look.
We can talk about Yui Yagi's default look.
Tags, butterfly, black stocking. That's it. It's the only elements of this scene.
So, Yui Yagi, here's one thing that I genuinely do appreciate about covering, like, early Mahjong Soul characters, is they went so much harder on the Mahjong theming for their first couple characters. Her purse, it has a green dragon charm. It has an 8-so. She's got a 6-so hairpin. Her bow is covered in or not so, you know what I mean, pin. Her bow is covered in 7-pin. She's got a 1-pin on her collar. She's got I think also a 1-pin bracelet. It's like,
oh, she does.
Okay, I get it. She plays Mahjong.
Girl plays Mahjong. The thing about her Mahjong paraphernalia that pisses me off, is that, like, the 6-pin in her hair, the two at the top are on a diagonal, as if it's a 7-pin, but it's not. It makes me mad. Just, if you're gonna make a crooked, just make it a 7-pin. You know, the one where they're crooked.
Yeah. The one that's also on this outfit, on her ribbon.
Yeah.
The other thing, as much as I appreciate all the Mahjong theming, it is also, like, it does look like they drew a woman and then stuck a bunch of extra stuff on her to make her Mahjong themed. They gave her a purse and a ribbon and a hairpin and a collar thing and a bracelet, and they were like, perfect, we got it.
Here's the thing about default Yui Yagi. I actually kind of like this piece of art. I think this is, like, a generally comprehensive and nice, scrolling down, even her stance is comprehensible. Like, she has has her, so often they do these fucked up, extremely unstable poses, but she is she has her, like, knees together, but she's clearly, like, twisting her back foot and is, like, sort of nervously kind of shuffling around, and it's good. One thing I was sort of, like, you know, looking at this image a little bit ago as I take a sip.
Take a fucking sip, babe.
Take a fucking sip, babe. One thing I weirdly like about this, one extremely small detail I really like about this image, is the fingers of her left hand. Sometimes
which is the hand on the right, of course.
Yeah. Her left hand.
I'm just clarifying for the viewers and not for me.
For all of the viewers who look at the art, which is some of them, maybe. But, like, her left hand, sometimes an artist will draw a thing, like a person doing a thing that you never see people doing in art because it's just kind of like the most arbitrary little gesture. But then you'll see it and you'll be like, oh, I never see this, but I do this, and then be hyper aware of it for, like, a week. And this happened to me sort of, like, previewing this image recently, where I was like, what is she doing with her left hand? And I was like, oh, she's doing the thing where you just kind of, like, you're not reaching into your pocket, but you just kind of have your fingers kind of ready, resting against your pocket.
Just in case.
Just in case. And honestly, I'm kind of weirdly insane about this little detail. It's just like, it makes, something about this detail really makes this whole image feel very naturalistic in its posing. Because her hand is, like, not doing, like, a performative thing. She's just, like, her hand is just like, maybe I want something from my pocket subconsciously. It's just, like, weirdly really nice, thoughtful posing. I don't know. You know what I mean? Am I being crazy?
It is very nice. I love doing this in art, is putting hands in, like... Really, it's... If I'm taking pictures of myself in order to pose an image, I end up with a lot of these little artifacts, because it's like, what is your hand doing there? Oh, it's just sort of resting in a position.
Uh-huh.
And it's yeah, I guess so. But it's a comfortable, natural position.
Yeah, it doesn't, look comfortable until you, realize how you naturally sort of do it while you're not noticing. And she would be not noticing. She's, she's focused on her other hand, which is a lot more posed, but she is, looking at it because it has this butterfly on it. Yui Yagi has this whole butterfly theming. I think this is, a her coming out of her cocoon thing. Coming out of her shell. She wants to understand and be understood,
I suppose we'll discuss this more later.
Uh-huh.
I have a butterfly take.
Oh.
We can't get to it yet.
Okay. Does it have anything to do with honk?
Don't spoil it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Cut that out.
Does it have anything to do with honk? And then editing Ivy, take...
And I've been doing just fine. Sorry.
Editing Ivy, take that honk and then use it to cover up the previous thing. Thank you.
Perfect. One thing I never noticed about Yui Yagi before is how fucked up her hair is.
I was just looking at this. Her hair is extremely fucked up and messy. Hey,
it
what is with this
pretty
weird...
normal at first glance. You're like, she has a little thing on the side, and then she's got this long. She's got normal long hair, but she's got a little thing on the side. And you look at the little thing on the side, and it's she's got a bun on one side coming from half of her bangs, but also she has a bang, a side piece that comes from the top of her head.
It's only
and the bun is under that. And then the bun also has these little pieces of hair that don't just come out of it and are shorter than the rest of her hair. They also tie back up into the bun. So she just has part of, and that's a normal thing, right? To have that's a way that you put your hair up. But that's not a way that you put 10% of your hair up.
To me, this looks it looks like barely a bun. It looks like it's barely holding together. It's just a big lock of her the long back hair that's just been pulled up and messily pulled together and is pulling in a bunch of other stuff. And I'm I want to know why she did this. What was the impetus? Were you in chemistry class and you specifically had something on your right? Girl, what? How did this happen? It's both it's both so high effort, but also it's so high effort to do this, but it's also not done well. And I'm
it literally just exists in the context of the piece of art. It literally just exists to give her a recognizable silhouette, which succeeds. Her silhouette is extremely recognizable. She has this hairpiece, but when you think about it for 5 seconds. You can see the way that her hair is arranged. It's drawn well. It's just that it's arranged in an insane way.
Yeah, she does kind of have Leia vibes, cuts her own hair, of her bangs are just extremely messy and sticking out. I do how on our right, her left, she has these two bangs that are just sticking out, not in a cute anime way. They're just sticking out because she doesn't brush her hair properly. This to me is very charming. And that makes sense, but this insane bun doesn't make any sense because I don't understand how it happened. I can't track it in my mind.
But there are there's a lot of little pieces I feel to this piece of art that are very, somebody had a lot of time to draw this. And, the way that her hair is, being so specific and so detailed in its presentation to make physical sense is one of them. The position of her left hand is another one. But also, I feel if you saw this purse in, a new character's piece of art, it wouldn't have this kind of, long strap that's obviously, it's the part of the purse that you can, resize so that it's as long as you want it to be.
It's got, I was wondering if that's where it's got the adjustable bit. It also, you can see where the strap can detach if you need to replace it with a different strap.
Yeah.
It's got the little clicks.
I don't draw this. If I'm drawing this bag, I'm just gonna put a little buckle there in order to be like, yes, this is where you would have a little buckle on a bag. But the actual adjustable part of the strap does not exist.
Yeah, and like
it's not real.
The like length of it like gives you a really good sense of how long could this adjust to, and it's very reasonable. It's also like the way that this strap is sitting gives like a really strong impression of the stiffness of this material, which that being quite stiff. It's like this shitty kind of like, it really gives the impression of being this shitty kind of like pleather, like fake, fake Gucci, like little purse that you buy from like a person selling them at a stall outside the mall, you know?
Yeah.
It's extremely got that in so many ways. The detachable strap, the stiffness of the material, how like shiny and like uneven it is. Like, it's just kind of an awesome... I mean, yes, here's the thing. I just really like this outfit. I just think she looks really... Like, this school uniform, like her little vest here goes insane. This is just like a cute little vest, honestly.
It is. I was going to talk about how nice the... I love a short
plaid?
skirt, long jacket. Like the Cake song. She's got a short skirt and a long jacket. And I like that you can also see all of the pieces of this outfit in the sleeve. She's got the overcoat, she's got this, like, blazer vest thing going on, and then she's got the collared shirt underneath. And all of those are visible, and it makes obvious, clear sense what garments all of them are.
Also, like, the plaid on this skirt is drawn really well and, like, matches the, you know... You see a lot of lazy plaid in art. This is, like, good plaid. The other nice thing is that her clothes fit really well, except the jacket. The jacket is too big for her.
Big overcoat.
Which accentuates her, like, shyness. You know, like, if she needs to, she can close her big overcoat and be hidden within it. But, like, under the big overcoat, like... You know, this shirt is fitting well. This vest is, you know, it all fits. It looks nice. She looks comfortable. It fits without looking too tight. The like proportions of her body are really clear even under this big overcoat. It's just like
the proportions of her body are also not bad. She has insanely long calves, as everyone does. But, like, even with this extremely short skirt, which, let me be clear, is an extremely short skirt, she doesn't look, like, insane in terms of the proportion of her torso to leg.
Measuring her, like, hip to foot, and then putting that up to, like, hip to head, that's, like...
Our classic move.
I do this constantly.
I also do this constantly.
I had a lot of experiences recently just kind of talking to people about how one of my most regular engagements is how much I talk about boobs. I'll just like look at an image and start talking about boob comfort now, and I'm like, I'm just like fully, this is what I think about. Not even in, like, an exciting homosexual way.
Just, like, it's just what you think about.
It's just what I think about. But, anyway, it's just, like, it looks good. Her, you know, her face doesn't express too much, but it's, like, you know, she looks reasonable. Her eyes are reasonably, like, bright and alive.
She doesn't look dead.
She doesn't look dead. This coat is like, the way this coat is drawn and shaded kind of goes crazy. It looks really nice, IMO. The choice of like where it uses like a specific lining to do a fold and where it uses just shading is like really smart. It looks really nice. She's kind of like a good outfit. She just kind of looks good.
Also important to note, I feel like, before we move on, is, speaking of boob comfort, Yui Yagi, defined, well-established, we can see it here, small boobs.
This is another thing I was thinking about recently. Does she have small boobs in this image?
Small asterisk. Small in, like, a relative to other anime girls way.
Uh-huh.
She has, like, a normal... her breasts are of a normal size.
Hey. Breasts are of many sizes. I genuinely mean it. We can't start saying this. We can't start saying certain boob sizes are normal. This I don't abide by. You're saying that she's like a B.
Yes.
Me
Medium.
looking down at my own chest, and then looking
Again,
at Yui Yagi.
We only have one co-host who can do this.
I know. Ash has been slashed
every day. Every time we record this podcast now, I think about what I've lost.
Uh-huh.
Ability to compare boob sizes with Yui Yagi.
Uh-huh.
I just don't know.
Now this podcast only has one boob size for reference. So sad.
Now this podcast only has
one boob size for reference. Am I wrong?
No.
Sure, you want to talk about this later, so we can talk about it later. But I was, okay, fine. If you want to talk about it later, we'll talk about it later. The end of sentence.
Okay.
We can, well, you just didn't want, if you want to talk about, relative boob sizes when we get to the Bond up, we can do that.
Uh-huh. I just want it to be said that compared to, if we look at, an image of Mai Aihara, which I'm gonna do right now.
Oh, good luck.
MahjongSoul.club. Thank you. It's hard out here. To be looking at Mai Aihara. But, look at her for a moment. Look at, default Mai Aihara. This is, they're drawn differently. The two of them.
I would say that this piece of art is drawn better than default Mai Aihara, even though that's subjective.
No, I agree. But in terms of boob size... In terms of boob.
Yeah, I mean, sort of size aside, I think this is her clothes are drawn very well for how clothes that are designed to fit people who have boobs fall on people's bodies. Again, she looks comfortable. Boob comfort confirmed. That's all I have to say about that.
Definitely part of this impression is just that she is not, wearing an outfit that makes her boobs extremely obvious.
Yeah.
And makes their discomfort evident.
Which default Mai kind of is. She doesn't have, enormous whatever. But, she is, the sash of her skirt is, kind of right up underneath there, and she doesn't have any support, and it's weird. Not to talk, we've talked much about
We've talked plenty about her.
We've talked too much about Mai Aihara.
Anyway, I just think this is notable in comparison to how basically most, if not all, of the other women in this game are drawn. Emotes. These are so... These are so early Mahjong Soul.
They are so...
I kind of can't handle it.
They are so early Mahjong Soul. I will say, even though, at first glance, they look kind of samey, I quite like this emotional emotional range, genuinely. I'm I feel like all of these are distinct and, useful. And, in this first one, Yui Yagi 0, the first emote,
Thank you.
She has a little, orangey pinkish circle behind her. She has sweat drops coming off of her, and her eyes are big vertical lines, and she has just like a big pink blob for a mouth, and she's holding her hand up, and she's like, wait, no. She's got a little blush with these cute little pink dots on the blush. I really like that. It's very cute. I feel like they don't do that much on blush, but like it looks very cute here. Very sort of comic-y.
She's like, wait, no.
She's like, wait, no.
Wait, no.
And wait.
No.
No.
Wait, no.
Wait, no. Tags, wait, no.
Tags agitation.
Tags agitation.
I love this emote very much.
It's just so cute. It's like crushingly cute.
It's extremely cute, and I would use it all the time.
Yeah. Wait, no.
Wait, no. Wait, no. This expresses an emotion that I have, which is, wait, no.
Wait, no. Uh-huh.
Qualm. I have a qualm. I raised up a finger up into the air when I said that.
Qualm. Everyone raise your finger in the air for Ash's qualm.
My qualm. It's that her 6-peen hair ornament has become, for some reason, a green block and a red line. I don't mind the red line. I take issue with the green block.
Uh-huh.
Qualm.
There are some Mahjong sets where the peen are green. Mostly Chinese Mahjong sets, but not the one in her hair. She does just have a different hair clip. She came in to do her emote photo shoot, and she had a different hair clip, and they were like, well, I guess we gotta run with it because of budgeting issues.
Qualm.
She does.
Anyway,
this
one's cute.
Yeah, it's really cute. It's like drawn in like a sort of almost a style that nothing else is. It's just like extremely comic booky. It's very cute. These little dots on the blush to like accentuate them go insane. I don't know.
I wish this were me. Going, oh no.
Going, oh no.
Oh no. Wait, no.
Wait, no.
Wait, no.
And then, after you go, wait, no, you call the FBI.
It's Yagi Yui 1, the second emote, a classic, captioned, of course, here, FBI, phone emoji.
FBI, phone emoji.
Tags, police. Similar by tags? It's the one where the FBI are here. Anyway, in this one, Yui Yagi calls the FBI. This is a classic. Worthy of praise.
It's so... The thing is that if I'm gonna switch to Japanese language,
okay.
In the Japanese one, hang on, I'm pretty sure I know this. In the Japanese one, she's calling 110. Which is just like
the cops.
Which is just like the normal emergency line. Like that's just how you get, the people who, that's just like the generic like emergency, hello, do you need police or fire or,
But in this one, she's calling the FBI.
Oh, she's also in Korean. It's also FBI and not 110. Fascinating. I was just double checking. It's 110 in everything, except Korean and English, where it's the FBI. And
awesome.
The funny thing about it, like, it's just the kind of scale difference between calling like the equivalent of 911 and calling the FBI is so enormous that it like even if you don't know that this, even if you don't know, that she's just calling normal emergency in the Japanese whatever, even just like calling the FBI is very funny.
I have them on speed dial. I'm always ready to call the FBI. My friends, the FBI. Yui Yagi confirmed narc.
She is a narc, is the thing. This is like... This also does kind of go insane with her character, where you read all her voice lines, and she's all like, oh, I don't know, I just wanted to see what would happen. Oh, don't stand so close to me. And then she's like, hello, the FBI? The Federal Bureau of Intelligence?
Hello, Federal Bureau of Intelligence? Things about the art of this, not that it matters, because the thing that matters is, of course, just sort of the concept of it. But, like, thing about the art of this that does kind of, weird me out is that she does have whites around her eyes here. And I know it looks like they're just, like, it's just her orange irises and pupils. But she does have whites around her eyes, and it does just look like she has weird lighting around her eyes, because they don't have lines around them other than at the top. Other than that, this emote is perfect, and I have no notes, except for my pre-existing qualm, which we've already established.
I genuinely, if you can tear your eyes away from FBI, in this very, like, fucking chop suey font, for some reason, I love when Chinese companies make things for, like, English-speaking people, and then they make them sort of arbitrarily more Orientalist. Anyway, that being said, last actual note on this, her little tiny mouth that is just barely a frown, but you can tell it's a slight frown, goes insane. It's perfectly proportioned. It's perfectly positioned. It's perfect.
Hello, FBI.
Hello, FBI. You can smell the tone of her voice.
I love that she's not frightened. She's not upset. She's just like, yeah, I gotta call the FBI.
Yeah, hang on, I gotta take this.
Wait. New interpretation of this.
Oh, yeah.
Her phone is saying FBI. Hello, it's the FBI.
Hello, it's the
Yui
FBI.
Yagi, we need you.
We need you. She has an IQ of
force.
She has an IQ of 180. She could reasonably be in, like, a fucking Artemis Fowl ass, like, genius kid solves the mystery ass bullshit. That is not what Artemis Fowl is about. But don't worry about it.
I read 2 chapters of a book of Artemis Fowl, and it was not the first one when I was in middle school. And so that's sort of what my concept of this thing is. And so it's extremely funny to me for you to bring it up as sort of a standard cultural reference in this moment. Anyway.
Perfect emote. Flawless emote.
Perfect
except
emote.
For earlier...
No notes except for her whites of her eyes and also the qualm.
And also the qualm. Moving on. It's Yui Yagi 2, the third emote. In this one, she's given a big yawn. She's got a little squiggle coming up from her. Her mouth is open. You can see just her top teeth. She's got her hand up to her mouth. Got a little yellow block in the background. She's, like, so sleepy that she's even crying like a single tear. You know how when you're really sleepy, you cry like a single tear? That's her. She's so sleepy.
That's her. She's crying a single tear.
She's crying a single tear because she's so sleepy. And I really like how small her hand is inside of her sleeve in this one. It's very evocative.
It's really accurate.
I do feel
accurate.
Like these emotes are generally better drawn than the my emotes, which
no, completely. I don't know why.
How did that happen?
How did this happen?
They just put their bad artist on my? Okay.
Who did this?
Who did this?
We're all trying to find the person who did this.
But she's got this, like, little wiggle that goes pop at the end. It's very cute.
It's like she's catching flies, almost, is what this looks like to me. This little wiggle is not, I don't think that's what it's meant to be, or what it's meant to imply. It's like when you got your mouth open and, like, you're catching flies, because you're yawning so big. That's what these yawns always look like to me. Anyway, this is also a perfect emote, except for the qualm. So cute.
It's so cute. Her face is so
cheeks.
chubby. I know. She's so chubby. I like how the red blush is not, like, on her cheeks. It's on her eyes, which makes her look extra sleepy.
She's extra sleepy.
This one is tagged sleepy and boredom, but I mostly just think
she's sleepy.
She doesn't look bored. She's just very sleepy.
She's not boredom.
She's sleepy.
Her ass is not boredom.
Her ass is not boredom. Sleepy only.
Sleepy no me.
Sleepy no me. It is just kind of perfect.
It's so good. No notes. Moving on. Yagi Yui 3, the fourth emote. In this one, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
She's looking to the left. She's got a little orange circle behind her. She's, weirdly, she kind of looks different in this one than the others, just because of the way that her hair is positioned and the fact that she doesn't have those little flyaways on the right because she's turned to the left. But thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
If you look at her arm for too long and how it's drawn, and the fact that she doesn't really have a line of her shoulder, it's very strange.
Yeah, I don't understand why her arm stops having lines when it collides with her hair. It does kind of freak me out. Why does it fade into her hair? She's made of hair. And then if you look at, like, her sort of, like, neck-shoulder situation for too long, you'll get the impression that her head is just kind of floating. Freaks me out. However, simply look thumbs up. This comically large thumb does go insane, though.
Yeah, it really...
Like, thumbs up with the little action lines coming off of it. I also, like, in this one... Like, okay, if we'll all remember... back to episode 4 of the podcast, Ash is Mad, in which Ash is mad. We are extremely critical of Miyu in that one, just kind of like in general, but mostly for like being kind of like a flat and not very expressive kid, and them, which is fine, which is a fine character archetype, but them not doing anything. I mean, Yui Yagi's, she's sort of kid, she's 19, but like, and them not doing anything, but Yui Yagi here is like a similar character archetype, but they're doing so much more with it. Like her facial expression
funny.
Is like,
she's funny.
She's funny. Her facial expression is only a little bit different from FBI, but it is a little bit different. It's less of a frown. It's more of just like an and a girl with no expression who just called the FBI, giving you like a really solid, enthusiastic thumbs up that creates action lines. Extremely funny.
FBI.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up to the FBI.
This is a slightly different energy of thumbs up than Ichi thumbs up, which I use all the time in my actual regular life. Ichihime's thumbs up. But I should start using this one more often. I think it has utility. Yagi Yui 4.
I do like all of the ones in the tag, like, not all of them are thumbs up, but it is mostly just like an array of various thumbs ups. Which is kind of nice to look at for reasons I can't quite explain.
They approve.
Yagi Yui 4, the 5th emote. She's doing a little peace sign. She's posing for a photo. She's doing a little peace sign. She continues to have no expression on her face, except that she's doing a little blush with these little blush lines again. And she has this pink circle behind her. I feel like this little chibi hand is drawn weirdly well for how they draw chibi hands, i.e. usually kind of like shit. It has clearly 5 digits, and they're not, like, proportioned accurately, but you can see them, and it sort of makes sense. I, like... Again, this is basically the same expression, although her eyes are sort of inexplicably drawn better. But, like, this is the same facial expression, except for, like, basically just a blush. And it's still funny for a different reason, which is, like, you're taking a photo of her and she won't smile, but she will do this stupid little peace sign. And that's funny.
That's funny. It is. I find that this one, I do like it a little bit less than her other emotes. It has a lot of utility. I feel like when I play against Yui Yagis, they use this all the time, though. They're always, like, you know, celebrating their wins with this sort of comically unamused, you know, look at me, I did it. I just think in terms of how it's drawn, it's less, like, characterful, inherently than the others. It just kind of is a picture of Yui Yagi, who is like that, generally speaking. So it's not bad. It's just, like, fine.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she's just facing straight onto the camera. I agree with you, but also the fact that this is basically the only, or one of maybe 2, arguably, where she is facing straight onto the camera, does, like, make it stick out enough for me to be like, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
She's like, you know, part of the joke of this is that she's doing a very neutral pose. And then this does just kind of make it less exciting. But also, I'm like, I don't think I would really change much. I feel like they're hitting their joke very solidly here. And, you know, I'm proud of them.
I'm proud of them.
Good job.
Good job.
We're really tearing through these, mostly because we like them, I think.
Yeah. Except for the qualm.
Yeah, except for the qualm. Qualm still exists, by the way, in case you'd forgotten.
Qualm, just making sure that you know, still exists.
They have the level of detail to draw 6 little circles in her hair. They could have just
really
done
do.
it.
It's not that hard. People?
It's not that hard.
Be a bunny girl.
Be a bunny girl.
People, this is all I ask of you. In Yagi Yui 5, the 6th emote, this is a good one. Her face is way up on her head because she's looking suspiciously. She's squinting. She's got a purple background with sort of an insane pattern that you can only see like 2 bits of, but it looks very weird. It's just like, it's dripping, but it's dripping in kind of the opposite direction.
Oh yeah, it is dripping, like, up?
Yeah, weird.
Odd.
She's got her eyebrows raised, and also her eyes raised, and also she's squinting and looking, you know, like, alright, I know what you're up to. I love when this happens. I really enjoy when they put a face up. It's very funny to me. It's always funny.
It's funny. It does, like, it also, like, kind of, like, does a fun little perspective trick. It, like, feels like she's raising her chin, and then, like, all of this extra chin that she has is, like, under her thing, and she's, like, a little bit above you. It's cute. I like that her eyes are darker here than they are usually. Oh,
yeah.
Or I don't think they're darker per se, but they're missing the light part of her eyes. It's just the dark brown and not the lighter yellow, which makes her look a little scary. She's got little dagger eyes. They're sharp and they're dark and they're going to kill you, and then ooze your blood upward through the wall.
Yay!
I feel like her little ear here makes her look like a gnome in a fantasy setting. She's got like a little gnome, very round ear.
Yay!
That's it. No notes.
No notes.
They generally...
Except for the qualm.
Except for the qualm. Do not forget about the qualm.
Please do not.
They generally draw her outfit very well in these. But also her outfit is not very complicated. So they like set themselves up to succeed. And I think they should do this slightly more often.
I will say that in this outfit, it does look like her blazer vest is unbuttoned. It just sort of... Why does it suddenly stop? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, losing my mind, clicking on the wrong buttons. It just closes very low. It just closes very low.
Yeah, but it suddenly goes down.
It suddenly goes down.
There's a corner.
Oh yeah, on this one specifically. I see what you say. It takes like a 45-degree angle, and then okay, I see why you say it looks like it's unbuttoned.
Thank you for understanding.
That is weird. Why did they do that on this one specifically? Who can
Thank you for understanding. I just needed you to understand.
No, I understand. Thank you for clarifying. Now I know. And now I can like this one a little bit less forever because you ruined it for me.
Yay!
Yay! Well,
Yagi Yui 6.
Yagi Yui 6. In this one, she's playing Arknights on her phone. She's lying in bed and she's playing Arknights on her phone. She's, a little bit bored because she just needs to level up her guys. And so she's just hitting auto deploy over and over again on the cash farming thing. But she has to use all of her sanity before the end of the day because for some inexplicable reason, the EXP farming is always open, but the cash farming is not always open, even though cash is a more scarce resource in Arknights, which she's playing on her phone.
She would want you to know that I'm also currently playing Arknights on my phone. Which I said I would do before this recording, not because I'm disrespectful to the process of the podcast, but because I need something to fidget with at all times. And I did just pull Waifu, who is the best. Oh. I love the furries so much, and just one of the best of them. And also, her name is Waifu.
Wait, she's actually named Waifu? Fascinating.
WAAI space FU.
Sorry, people. I need to take a brief diversion to find Waifu on the Arknights Terra wiki.
She's awesome.
Waifu. She is... this girl. She is awesome. She does look like she belongs in World Flipper. She looks like a World Flipper character.
All of the furries in this game look like they belong in World Flipper.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's all I needed to say. Thank you.
Anyway, she's leaning on a desk and she's on her phone. She's blushing slightly. She looks kind of sleepy. She just pulled
Waifu.
She just pulled Waifu, but she's too sleepy to get excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Kind of a shame. Waifu deserves better.
Again, this is tagged as boredom, and it is boredom, but she does kind of look like she's chilling.
She looks like she's iPad baby.
She does look like she's iPad baby. She's just iPad baby playing Arknights on her phone, and she's kind of just chilling.
She loves phone.
She loves phone.
Why don't the operators of the Mahjong Soul.club database understand that she's iPad baby?
She's iPad baby. She's not bored.
This emote is also extremely horizontal.
I know! It's kind of fun how they, trick you into making you think that it's a horizontal and not a square composition. Mm-hmm. They, cut it off a little bit at the bottom. They have this, horizontal frame.
They just, never do this.
I know! It's cute! They should do this more!
Do this!
It's good!
People!
She's really, flat against this surface, and it's really nice and fun. It's a fun emote. They really, hit a lot of good things early with Yui Yagi that they only sometimes do later. But she just looks weirdly comfy. She looks like she's lying on a hard surface, but she just, looks very pillowy comfy. It's sort of nice.
Comfortable.
Uh-huh. Again, this one never conveys boredom to me. It always conveys just sort of like, I'm wasting time waiting for my turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute. It's cute.
It's cute.
Thumbs down.
In this one, thumbs down. It's Yagi Yui 7, the 8th emote. She disapproves.
She disapproves.
Tags disgust. Her expression is really mostly the same as before, because she's Yui Yagi. But in this one, her arm doesn't stop having lines as soon as it touches her hair, and also thumbs down. The
Thumbs
circle behind
down.
her, purple. Her gaze, sort of disapproving.
Yeah, her eyes are a little bit more slanted, and her mouth is a little smaller and also red, as if she's sort of puckering a little bit. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
The qualm hairpins in this one look especially weird and funky, IMO.
Especially qualmed.
Especially qualmed.
I'm very qualmed about it.
Ash is so qualmed.
I'm pretty qualmed.
Ash is qualmed.
Qualms.
Ash.
I love that she has. It's also on the opposite. She's pointing to the right this time. And then in the previous one, she was pointing to the left with her thumbs up. And I'm just, like, obsessed with having those two little, opposing. It's perfect. No notes.
They are, like, a fun side-by-side. If you, like, compare them, you can see, like, the little ways in which she's, like, posed just, like, a little bit differently. Her hair is a little bigger in thumbs down to make her look a little more sort of haggard. Again, we got the purple circle, specifically the purple circle that has like a little bit of a chunk out of it, versus like the really clean orange circle on the thumbs up. Like, it's just like, it's really good. There's not honestly that much to say about thumbs down, but like, it clearly was made with, like, thumbs down and thumbs up were clearly made together, and they make a nice matching set, and this is very nice. This is pleasant.
Approved. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. I'm trying to figure out the opposite of disgust. It's good.
It's good.
It's good. Me when it's good. It's good.
That is what I say when it's good.
Yeah. It's good.
I'm often saying this.
That it's good.
Well, it's good.
Well, it's good. Yui Yagi 8. The 9th emote.
Thank you.
Say thank you every time as if I'm not going to say it. I got you.
I get scared.
Trust. We need trust. In this one, there's a big purple circle, which makes it evident that she has a little gray outline. It's a square. My immediate reaction was to say to you, a square is a rectangle, and then I realized that
circle.
I realized that I said circle. Oh my god. And then I died.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it.
In this one, she's looking off a little bit to the left, our left, her right, and she has two little sweat drops. And other than that, she's just sort of facing bang onto the camera, but she's looking a little bit off to the left, and she's two little sweat drops, and her eyebrows are kind of raised. That's basically it. Now, here's my question, Ash. Do you think this one is more boring than Peace Sign?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
She already has a better emote for expressing, sort of slight concern. And that emote is... Wait, oh no. Wait, no.
Oh no.
Wait, no. Oh no.
Wait, no.
Wait, no.
Wait, no. Yeah, I can see how this is, like, a little bit more subtle than wait, no, but, like, less judgmental than, like, really
it
upper
has its
face.
Place. Like, it really does. It's just that it's, like... not interesting.
It is, like, extremely subtle, and...
To a fault, IMO.
Yeah, frankly, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use this emote. And there's a lot of Yui Yagi players out there. I'm not sure if I've ever seen this one. I'm looking at this one and I'm like, am I processing this as a new image? Have I ever seen this before? I feel like
processing this as a new image?
Am I processing this as a new image?
Is this a new image? On this podcast? That can't be right.
But, like, her eyes, it's, I don't know why I said that, as if I was going into something. I was just, like, podcast brain, like, I need to say something transitional, so I just said her eyes.
Not transitional.
Well, we'll get there. But... this just, like, it's just a little too subtle. It's just a little too subtle. You can't, like, take the subtle girl and then make her do a subtle thing. You can, but it kind of is, like, you know, meh.
It's,
meh.
Listen, I'm looking over this entire emote set again, and, like, all of these are solid. They're nicely drawn. They express a Yui Yagi character. It still has extreme, like, this is one of the first characters in this video game disease.
Absolutely.
It's when you look at, she doesn't have any that are like a full body or change her like pose or anything. Because she only has this single expression, all of them look extremely similar. She doesn't do anything with the lighting either. And like when you see emote sets for newer characters, they almost always have something with a prop. I mean, she has a phone. To FBI,
she
something
with a prop,
or she has dramatic lighting, or like, you know, a full body at some point. And Yui Yagi just does not.
Yeah, she does not. They're, like, well-drawn emotes, and they're sort of, like, getting the hang of it and figuring it out, but they are kind of just, like, all headshots. They're all just, like, kind of headshots of Yui Yagi, which is fine. But, like, also, like, you know, she has the phone as a prop, but she doesn't have any of the props in her art. The butterfly doesn't appear in any of these emotes, which is kind of inexplicable. I don't know why this is. But, like, okay, they're kind of sort of generally unclear about, like, how important the butterfly theming is to Yui Yagi. As we get through this 2-part episode, we'll see this. Sometimes they care a lot about this. Sometimes they just completely forget it. And it's like, okay, does she have a motif or does she not have a motif? And
mostly she has a phone. iPad baby.
iPad baby. Mostly she's playing Arknights on her phone.
Mostly she's doing the EXP grinding auto-deploy.
Yeah, even though she wishes she was doing the cache grinding auto-deploy, but it's not available on Mondays.
It's available on Thursdays.
It is.
But I don't need cache right now. Do you want to take a 5-minute break?
What, to play Arknights on our phone?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, we'll see you all in a minute.
Yay.
I'm actually, talking about that made me want to grab my phone and play Arknights on my phone. Hang on.
これ、あげる。新しく見つけた食べ物の組み合わせだよ。セロリマヨネーズポテチ。こんな真っ青になった先輩の顔、初めて。記念に写真、撮っておこう。
See, the thing is that we already used up all of our conversation.
Yeah, I know.
At the beginning, earlier, and so we have nothing to sort of cleanly... We have no sort of funny little... Because I like to have, you know, I like the funny little fill bit, so that it can, like, you know, people can get sort of a sense of us sort of naturally conversing, and it adds to sort of, like, the homegrown charm of the... But now we have nothing to talk about, because we already talked about Arknights for, like, 5 minutes. So, like, hello, welcome back. We've returned from playing Arknights on our phone.
We've returned from playing Arknights on our phone, and now it's time to... It's that sacred time. Available after making a bonding promise with Yagi Yui.
Really quickly, I did a 10 pull that had a guaranteed 5-star, and my 5-star I pulled was Mr. Nothing. Huge miss, IMO.
Yes.
Anyway.
I couldn't figure out whether there was supposed to be a punchline there, or if you were just inserting this to talk about what we did during the break.
Oh.
Okay.
I just kind of say things. Available after making a bonding promise with Yagi Yui.
Anybody in here making a bonding promise with Yagi Yui? Estrogen!
Okay. Should we contextualize estrogen?
Yes.
A friend of ours, friend of the podcast, May, has had Yui Yagi for a very long time. For most of the time I've been playing Mahjong with May, which is now a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to joke a lot about how Yui Yagi was very flat in her first outfit and then suddenly has tons of boobs.
Mm-hmm.
However, I've recently been looking at Yui Yagi with fresh eyes, and I'm like, I could see these boobs compressed down to fit inside fit even comfortably inside the outfit she's wearing in her default. And so I'm like, as much as I like saying estrogen, I am like very slightly like, maybe estrogen is not as real as I thought.
Okay, but I want to nuance. I agree with
estrogen.
you. I agree with you that her boobs are not that much bigger in her bond than in her default. However, she does have outfits that I think qualify as estrogen. It's just not this one.
Here's the thing.
Also, no. Also, however, this is a very trans femme image.
Absolutely. Well, here's the thing about estrogen. A new series on NBC.
Here's the thing about estrogen.
She also has... Yui Yagi is just an extremely boob size variable character, because she also has estrogen in the other direction outfits. She has estrogen depleted outfits.
Top surgery.
Top surgery in both
Finally,
directions.
a character for me. Finally, my experiences. Finally, I can look down at myself and think about the logistics. People, if you're listening to this podcast, whether you have boobs or not, just sort of think about your situation and appreciate it for a while. That's all I ask.
Just kind of appreciate your body. It's doing a lot for you. It really puts in the work. Anyway. That being said, like, we joked about this for so long that I cannot look at this image anymore and not think just the word estrogen.
Estrogen.
This
is estrogen Yui Yagi, available after making an estriadol promise with Yagi Yui.
Available after her supporting her as she goes to the endocrinologist.
Available after spironolactone.
That's not what spironolactone does.
Well, I don't know.
Do you actually not know what spironolactone does?
I just know that trans femme people take Spiro. That's it.
Wait, what does it do? I used to know this because I used to work in education. Spiro's an anti-androgen. It's the thing that makes
spironolactone. Sorry.
Right? Spironolactone. Anyway, but spironolactone is only an anti... estrogen...
Is it not? Is it spirolactone? Is it spirulin? It's spirolactone. Sorry.
Oh. I don't fucking know.
Except
I know a little bit. But it's not... It's not estrogen. Which is the thing that makes you grow boobs, because it's on account of being estrogen.
Yes, I know this. That's estriadol. It's just that you also take spironolactone.
Sometimes. Anyway. And
then it makes you crave salt.
Estrogen?
Spiro.
Oh. Does it?
Huh. Yes.
Wait, isn't that the one that makes you pee a lot also?
I don't know.
Anyway. Trying to muddle our way through
all I know about is not having boobs.
Ash only knows one thing, and that's the absence of thing, and that's boobs.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
and that's boobs.
This image is kind of pretty, honestly.
This is also fucking... I want to point out one thing immediately as we get into this, which is that this is like peak beginning of the game Bond Up. Like, this is the platonic ideal of Bond Up, which is that she's wearing a wedding ring.
Wait, she is wearing an engagement ring. What the fuck?
Yep.
I never noticed this. She's got ice. God damn. Here's the thing.
Available after making a bonding promise with Yagi Yui.
Here's the thing, is I feel like she's kind of showing it off to you in kind of like a way that makes me feel like I'm not her fiance, you know?
Wait, no, I'm engaged.
Like, she's kind of like, yeah, she's kind of displaying it to me, like, hello? Just so you know. Just keep this in mind.
I'm engaged to the sparkling butterfly.
I'm engaged to the concept of butterfly.
I'm engaged to spironolactone.
An engagement with estrogen. The new series on NBC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think her coat is cute.
It is cute. I don't think about it because I'm too busy thinking about her extremely comfy cable knit sweater, which is just like, oh my god. But this is cute. It's got the little butterfly designs. I love a good, like, I love a thick tan overcoat. I also love a thick dark gray / blue overcoat. Yui Yagi's got it going on in terms of overcoats.
She does! She definitely owns, like, many oversized overcoats.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, how oversized and, like, mildly colored am I feeling today?
Mm-hmm.
But this one is cute. Just the little butterfly motifs are, like, they're really cute. They look like they're, like, fabric that's been cut off and, like, re-sewn on in this very particular way. It's just like a cute jacket. The color scheme on this image just kind of go insane, IMO. Just this, like, blue and tan and green. It just, like, looks really nice. She has, like, she has a Starbucks cup.
She does. It's from Cat Food Studios.
It is from Cat Food Studios. The thing about this image is that simply has to be said so that we can move on from it, is that it's an extremely legs forward image.
Mm-hmm.
She extremely has legs, and they are the darkest.
Also toes.
And they are the darkest thing in the image, so they immediately draw your eyes, and you're like, well, there are her legs.
I do want to know why she's sitting on this swing in the park without shoes on.
I feel less. I mean, it's so that you can look at her toes inside of her stocking.
But like,
I feel less fucked up about this than you. First of all, is she at the park? This is not a park swing. This is a swing that you have, like, in your backyard. This shit is made of, like,
this is
rope
a swing
and
that
planks.
you have at the site of your wedding.
This
is a swing at the venue.
That being said, I can totally picture and probably have several times, especially if it's not a park swing, which this is not, and thus, like, above a sand pit. I can picture, like, swinging on a swing and just, like, kicking your shoes off.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not the most unreasonable shoeless situation of all time.
Yeah.
There are more unreasonable shoeless situations. I cannot stop looking at this image, and thinking about how proudly she's displaying her ring to you in a way that makes me feel like I am not her fiancé.
This image is extremely sparkly, and in places that I don't know why it is. I mean, it's sparkly on the ring for obvious reasons, but why is this butterfly sparkly? Is it magic? Why is her hair ornament sparky? Those are flowers. Why is her earring specifically sparkling? I mean, good for her, but like
the
why?
hair ornament is the thing that really throws me. Like, the butterfly is her like magical representation of her journey or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah,
right?
she comes out of her cocoon and transitions
Yeah.
into a woman.
Estrogen. But, like, why is the hair ornament sparkling?
I don't know.
That's just made of, like, plastic flowers. Why is it sparkling? But also, like, not, like, her eyes aren't sparkling. Like, the hair ornament thing feels like the only, like, thing that is both physical and is, like, metaphorically sparkling. And this makes no sense to me. Why is there not a broader sparkle filter if you're gonna have a sparkle filter on this one, like, extremely matte object? I don't understand. Is it, like,
It's
not...
also... The hair ornament in general is strange. Like, it looks good, don't get me wrong. It's
looks
kind of
fine.
It's off color scheme, though.
It
it's only
is.
on color scheme with her amethyst little earrings. And also, I'm pretty sure it just exists so that she'll have something notably different about her visual in her emotes for her Bond Up.
She does still have the 6-pin in her...
She does!
In her hair.
She still has qualm.
She still has the qualm.
It's just such a... This is such a, like, you know... This is one of the most trans feminine images ever. Wearing her black tights with this cable knit sweater, with her freshly manicured pink nails. She's got her hair ornament. She's, like, you know, wearing her little earrings and ring, and she's, like, you know... It's so... If you know, you know. If you understand, you understand.
If you understand, you understand. Yeah. Here's... Back to the topic of estrogen. Speaking of, do you think... How reasonable do you think her boobs look in this? Sort of generally.
She's... Like... She's not wearing a push-up. But
I guess they're maybe too low for her to be wearing a push-up.
Yeah, this is sort of just like a shape that is a lot.
Like the sweater like deforms around them a bit too much. It like tucks under a bit too much.
I mean, I've worn like sweaters like this that are super like snug. And so I can reasonably understand that it would do this. It's just that the shape of her boobs is like, she's, you know, she's wearing a bra, but I don't know what kind, and it seems like it's sort of uncomfortable, maybe.
Yeah, they are kind of like, pushing and sagging forward. Again, like too much for a push-up, but they're also big, and they're sitting like on the shelf of this sweater, and it's just sort of unclear what's happening. It doesn't look that bad. There are worse looking tits in this video game.
There are. I can imagine, I mean, I can imagine only sort of wistfully in another. I see this as though I didn't get top surgery, a voluntary process, which is great for me. I just think it's funny to talk about my boobs on this podcast as though it's a great loss. It's in the context of this specific thing. Anyway, I feel like in terms of physical comfort, the sweater, great, fantastic. It's a warm hug. I just am worried about sort of like the wire situation on whatever she's wearing under it.
Yeah, it does like look. I don't know. It just like the boobs just like stick out to it. Like, I know that you want us to see her boobs. I understand, but it's just like. Sorry, I'm looking down at my own body.
You do this to taunt me.
Sorry, I'm just like get fucked, I guess.
What was that? What were those months of surgery, preparation, and recovery for?
Just to be taunted?
Just to be mocked on my own podcast?
I guess she could just not be wearing a bra. Like, if she's
No,
just not...
she would look more comfortable if she wasn't wearing a bra. I was gonna say, you don't... I was gonna say, like, whatever you're wearing under there, Yui Yagi, just take it off. You'll have a better time. I promise.
Just take it off. It's your wedding day. Hypothetically. Who knows what she's up to? I mean, she's still wearing her engagement ring. Is she doing engagement photos?
Yes.
Anyway. I like that she's wearing shorts.
I know.
They could have just had this be like an ambiguous upskirt, but instead she's just wearing little sort of frayed jean shorts.
It is a very... Okay, yeah. I'm glad that you have the same impression of this as me, which is that she's wearing frayed jean shorts. I was like, I just want to know sort of more about what her short situation is. It's confusing. But, no, I agree with you. So this is a very Yui Yagi being a person type of image.
Yeah.
Sort of a person wearing a person's outfit and being a person, which is crazy.
Yeah. It's, like, nice. We were talking earlier about how, like, we were talking about how we were talking about, I guess that's not inaccurate, but we were talking earlier about, like, the idea of, like, as we go through this podcast and see various characters at various, like, points in time of the development of this game, how we're like, they kind of get better. And maybe they kind of do, but I'm generally pretty impressed by these two Yui Yagis.
Yeah.
They're like, she's like a well-concepted character who's like, you know, they hired a good artist who did a good job.
They get better, I think, overall. But I definitely think they also, like, get more, poisoned and in their niche about things. And so, like, this image looking so normal is, like, extremely a product of the fact that it's early on. And so this is just a normal... It doesn't have an unnecessary garter. It doesn't have, like... I mean, it has a strange accessory that is only feasible for the purpose of the Bond-Up emotes, but, like, you know, whatever. It's just, like... It's not poisoned. This is an unpoisoned image.
To say this in maybe a slightly less insane way, I do feel like later...
I mean, if you hate me, I guess.
Oh, God. Jesus. We can just get into a fight if you want to fight. But, like, ask first so I'm ready for it.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I do feel like as they go along, they do sort of stop adding just kind of like normal young woman to the game. In a lot of, not even the first 8, in which there's sort of a mix of normal young woman and, like, you know, guy who has a niche, like the maid. There's a lot of...
The maid,
like,
being in the first few is just sort of insane.
But, like, for a while, they do a lot of kind of, like, it's just, like, a normal young woman. Or it's just, like, a normal teenage girl. And she just, like, has a particular sort of recognizable one thing. But mostly, she's just kind of normal. And you are right that, like, you know, as we go along, I feel like we're getting more and more Final Fantasy, just because it's like, well, we already have so many normal women, now we have to create this insane, like, she's covered in belts and straps, like, white and red with canes and blood in her weird bag woman. Not that I have anything wrong with Leia.
Not that I have any problem with that.
I have no problem with Leia, to be clear. But you are right. But
she is like that.
Yeah, but this is just like a normal outfit. It's, you know, and it's a nice outfit, even though it fits a little weird. It's just like, you know, it's nice. Also, I think these flowers look really nice. They look really soft. They're drawn in a really sort of soft, like, lined way. It's very pretty. It's pretty. It's, like, well composed. Everything sort of points up at her face in a pleasant way. It's, like, it's nice.
Pleasant.
I cannot believe I never noticed that she has a fucking engagement ring. I think it's because I was too busy looking at her boobs and thinking the word estrogen.
Marriage. Marriage. Emotes?
Emotes. Yui Yagi 10. I guess I'll just start.
Yeah.
Yui Yagi 10, the first Bond Up emote.
Thank you.
Continues to have qualms.
Qualm.
They keep this 6 pin in her hair.
The hair ornament is so lovingly rendered.
The hair ornament is so lovingly rendered.
But
I was gonna say, looking at this hair ornament, I could see a world in which this, like, specifically, like, the pink flower of it is sparkling. I could see a world in which this is made of hard plastic or porcelain, and thus it's more reasonable for it to sparkle, you know what I mean? But, I'm not sure.
I feel like her outfit is way too loose for her to be wearing, like, way too casual for her to be wearing a porcelain hair ornament.
Oh, she can do what she wants, but yeah, fair enough.
Hard plastic is also, like, the kind of hard plastic that is shiny and would sparkle would be very funny and very cheap.
Uh-huh. Anyway, this emote, she's, like, doing a little shrug, I guess. She's got her hand out, she's looking to the side.
It's sort of imparsible.
It is kind of imparsible. It's like there's not that much in this emo. Something about it has this blue background, and for some reason, just because like the blue-black background clips into her for so many reasons, but she's also got this kind of thick gray outline, it adds a lot of clutter, even though it's just like a solid color black background. And it's just like, I kind of don't... There's a little action line to her little sort of shrug question mark she's doing, but I don't understand. She has sort of worried eyebrows, but for reasons that I don't understand.
She's like turning her head away and doing this little like meh, but like not in not in the super recognizable way that her previous emotes were.
She also looks kind of sad. Like, I don't understand.
Pessimism.
Tags pessimism. I guess so. But like, it's really hard to parse. It's kind of a busy image. Like, I don't think this hair ornament is, like, necessarily too much. Although
the hair ornament is definitely not what's too much. It's the blue on blue that's making it hard to see.
It's
and
the
also
blue
this
and
pose
blue
just,
and
like,
all these
not being clear enough.
And this pose, and so I don't know where to look or how to look at this image, and I just, like, blah.
Yagi Yui 10? Blah.
Yeah. I don't have that much else to say.
Yeah, Yagi Yui 11. A more parsable image, the second Bond Up emote.
Hang on. I need to pick my nose.
This is, I mean, it's tagged as contempt, and contempt is correct. She's like, I don't like you. Please give me a second so I can moderate my disgust. I don't like this one. I don't know why her eyelashes are so suddenly eyelash. She doesn't have a face here. She just has the hand covering it.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of like, just like the last one, they did such a good job with doing like really clear, really recognizable poses and expressions for all of her standard emotes. And these two are just like so... they're very static in like the way that she's positioned, because that's how they are at this point. And then they just only move her arms and give her the same face. And this just doesn't... I don't know what to make of this. She's just making a hand signal at me.
You are right that her eyes are drawn different in this one. They like go up at the end. Like in the first
she's got
set,
eyelashes.
In the first set, she either has these sort of full like triangle eyelashes, or they're like pretty straight across. In this one, they do a different thing, and it freaks me out. I don't know why. She kind of looks different. She also doesn't have her little mouth, which I feel like is kind of like an important part of her whole effect. It doesn't work as well without her little mouth. But
I
also,
need to pick my nose. I need to hold my nose. I need to sneeze. I don't like you, go away. Stop.
You're smelly?
Look
Question mark?
look at my nose.
Look at my nose.
Do you know where my mouth is?
Uh-huh. It's just like, and so it just kind of looks a little bit dead, and like they're trying to convey a lot through her hand posing, but it just like isn't working. Just like isn't super clear. We have background purple oozing to the left for reasons. It's just like,
turn her to the side more if you're gonna do this, and then make it like clearer. I know she's not a very expressive character, but that didn't stop them from like making a clear character before. It's just like suddenly they have run into significant problems with expressing an emotion with Yui Yagi because she changed outfits and got a flower.
Damn. This is just what happens to women after marriage, I guess.
I thought that might be what you were leading up to. This joke is so impartial to the audience.
It does kind of just sound like I'm being rude to women.
It does just sound like we are privately misogynistic. Just talking about our private concepts of misogynism.
This is from Dream of the Red Chamber, to be clear.
One of the 4 great Chinese novels.
One of the least accessible of the 4 great Chinese novels.
Isn't it?
I said this recently. I was like, someone was like, what are you reading? I was getting a haircut, and someone else waiting for a haircut was like, what are you reading? And I was like, oh, it's Dream of the Red Chamber, the least accessible of the great 4 Chinese novels. Wait, no, this wasn't that person. This was someone else. Anyway, I said this, and then they were like, oh, why are you reading it then? Which is the funniest response to this little canned description I have of Dream of the Red Chamber I've ever gotten.
Oh, why are you reading it then?
They were like,
read something more normal and better and easier, bitch.
Read a more accessible great Chinese novel. I don't remember who this was, which is freaking me out, but they were like, what about the one with the monkey? And I was like,
yeah, you can just read Journey to the West. Why the fuck would you read Dream of the Red Chamber? You could just read Journey to the West.
Just read the one with the monkey.
Well.
Anyway, I have no further thoughts.
Yagi Yui 1-2.
Yagi Yui 1-2. In this one, she's staring dead on at you. Her eyes are cold. Cold sweat is dripping down her face. Her hair has a slightly different silhouette for some reason. Half of her face is in darkness. The background is now correctly oozing downwards, the direction in which things should ooze.
The direction God intended.
The direction God intended for ooze. Very ooze-pilled lately. And she's just like, I don't actually know. She's like mad, she's stressed, she's scared. Just like kind of not a very clear expression.
What is there? If they didn't have the sweat drops here, it would be extremely clear as like a look of contempt and disappointment. But the sweat drops are like, I'm scared, but also I'm looking at you with the dark expression, and it's like, why would you just add these 2 little lines that make it not make sense? And then
this is a woman who like calls the FBI sternly and confidently, and now she's like scared mad. It just like doesn't track to me.
And it's also like, this one has the lighting effect that I really wanted from previous ones, just in order to give it a little bit more variety. But it's like, and I just don't. Why
also,
would Mahjong still do this?
Her hair has a really weird silhouette here. It's like weirdly symmetrical in a way that is like kind of unpleasant. In a way that her hair just like isn't. Even her bond-up hair, which is a little more tamed but not much, is still like a little asymmetrical, and it's just not here. It's like perfectly symmetrically frames her face, and I'm like, this isn't Yui Yagi. Yui Yagi is supposed to look like kind of messy, and this one is like so perfectly symmetrical in a way that sort of doesn't work for me.
This is Kaguya Shinonome.
Yeah.
The problem is this is a picture of Kaguya Shinonome.
Yeah. And, like, it's It's so weird how, like, simple it is to draw Yui Yagi. They just draw her over and over and over again 9 times.
And then they suddenly forget how.
And then they forget how, because she has a slightly different hairstyle, question mark?
It's just like...
Also, in all of these emotes, they actively draw, even though she's standing up and not, like, sitting on a swing, presumably, they actively draw her with her coat kind of falling off her shoulders all the time, which sort of freaks me out.
This is sort of what they do. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
Outfits cannot exist in any position other than the one in which they are presented in the image.
Uh-huh. You know what? Fair enough. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize to the Yui Yagi community.
I'm sorry, women.
I'm sorry, women. If you're a woman and you have boob size that Ash does not consider normal, on their behalf, they're sorry.
I meant medium.
Normal.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, women.
Huh. Why are these emotes weird? Why can't they just make more good Yui Yagi emotes? Why did they do this?
It seems like it's not that hard.
It really seems like it's not that hard. I feel like I could do it, and I'm not even a very good artist. You just draw her little mouth and her eyes, and then you have her do like a funny thing with her hand, but like
Yui Yagi drawing tutorial.
Yui Yagi first you draw a circle, then you draw a little line, and that's the mouth. And then you draw the rest of it.
And then you draw the rest of the fucking owl.
You draw the rest of the fucking Yui Yagi.
Christmas carnival?
Christmas carnival time. Oh boy.
Christmas carnival exclusive line, you have been staring at my legs, I knew you had a thing for girls' feet.
So this is an aspect of Yui Yagi's personality, her dialogue, that we haven't been acknowledging. But she has extremely, like... really uncomfortable, like, some of her lines are like, you're standing too close to me, or like, please don't look at me like that. And she has a bunch of things like this, where she's sort of gently chastising you, but like not necessarily in a sexy way for being into her. And I don't like this.
My Ihara core and my Ihara cult.
I knew you had a... Okay, well, immediately, the funny thing about I knew you had a thing about for girls' feet. This is not a feet shoes. Image. She's wearing big boots.
She wasn't before.
She's wearing big boots.
The thing about this image is that we've unlocked... Hey, guys. It's been, this released December 12th, 2019... So it's like, about half a year into service for Mahjong Soul. And we've already unlocked some real Mahjong Soul-isms in this one. This outfit, in-fucking-sane. And furthermore, she's wearing underneath it this sort of, like, black shift dress.
Yeah, she's just wearing, like, straight up a piece of lingerie under her insane Christmas outfit.
And she has, thigh garters. The classic.
Props to this image. These stockings do not have, like, self-supporting garter straps, or self-supporting garters that go round, terminology. And thus they have, like, garter straps attached to them to hold them up.
They just need those.
Correct. This is how stockings work.
But
sometimes they don't understand this.
She also has a little piece of string tied around her neck. Like, a lot of little Mahjong Soul, like, here are things that we could make more appealing about this woman happening here. She's also got, like, coming off of these little bells, she's got little sort of strings of metallic string attached to little, like, pieces of ornamentation, and it's like, yeah, this woman has textures that you could touch, I guess.
The thing about this image is that it's so weird, okay? Stay with me. Because,
fellas,
if I was at the mall and I saw... stay with me.
I'm staying.
Alice, if I was at the mall and I encountered like like Santa's helper helping kids take pictures with Santa. Let me finish my sentence.
No, I'm sorry. I started imagining it and then immediately freaked out.
Let me finish my sentence. And they were wearing this like incredibly Christmas ass poncho and this thick comfy sweater and also pants. This is why you have to stay with me to get to the end. Also pants. And like these boots with pants. I would be like, this is an incredible Christmas outfit.
Yeah.
This poncho,
Macy's employee, I salute you.
Absolutely. Like, this like bespoke ass Christmas poncho goes insane. This big
I would own
sweater.
and wear this little Christmas poncho.
These boots also kind of go insane.
I would also wear this like sweater part with the pom-poms awkwardly stuck onto the sleeves.
Absolutely.
That's camp.
This looks like an outfit you would buy in Pokemon that's supposed to be bunnery themed. You know? However, if I saw her as she is with her little lingerie, I would at the mall.
Dress.
I would freak out.
I would be like, you can't be here.
Stay with me. On the other hand,
okay,
she's a little young for me, but like hypothetically, if I had sort of a private engagement with Yui Yagi in which, like, her wearing lingerie was appropriate, and on top of the lingerie, she had this massive, bulky, heavy, like, ringing bells poncho and sweater.
It's not
and
a sexy
boots.
Christmas costume.
It's like, I think this piece of lingerie looks fine. These little bow garter straps, pretty cute. Like, reasonable things to wear in a private engagement. And, like, this big, like, poncho, very reasonable thing to wear in a public Christmas engagement.
Why would you combine them?
The blending of these two things is insane.
Untenable.
What situation is this for?
It's for her photo shoot.
Also, look how shittily this gift she's sitting on is wrapped. It has like one big thing, but has a bunch of little things.
There's just sort of pom-poms like around,
just like falling off
the ground.
Here's the
I
thing:
assume they fell off her outfit.
Is that the little straps are under the big strap that's holding the present together? So, like, did she start with the little straps, do a really shitty job, and then be like, shit, do a bigger ribbon?
To address sort of the outfit as a whole, I just want to talk about this top. Because it is so, like, it's not just that it's an insanely heavy Christmas poncho on top of lingerie. That's like, that's part of it. There's more to it than that. Also to it is that it's got this, like, green and gold wreath thing that culminates in this star and these bells, which, as aforementioned, have metallic string straps coming off of them. Also, the poncho as a whole is covered in these little metallic strings, which feels like it would not be great.
The poncho does look like it's in a caged poncho.
It had to be contained. But then, like, I can't tell whether the sweater and the poncho are separate items or not, because I can't tell. I think these are just, like, ribbons that come off of this bell wreath thing, and then, like, there's a green ribbon. It's like a vestment. It's got, like, and then there's a red ribbon over it, which ends in a little pom-pom for no reason.
You are
and then
right.
Also, I guess those are covering the sweater, but they're not, because you can see that the sweater should continue, past. So the sweater is a part of the garment, and these are the hem of it, but it's only the hem in the front, and then it comes off. And so what's happening with the rest of the sweater?
You are right. That, like, where the boundary of this sweater is like extremely ambiguous. Like, where's the edge of the sweater? Where does it end up top? Because, like,
I know!
this collar, this big fluffy collar, which is great and fluffy, is like, you can't see any sweater. None sweater visible. And I just don't know. Like, I can't
am
tell.
so scared.
Really
It's
weird
such a scary garment.
really weird thing that I can't stop looking at is that, like, the like V in these boots where you can like see her stockings kind of like mirrors the V of these ribbons where you can see her lingerie under it, and I'm like, this is kind of visual rhythm in an image that like does not deserve to have it. Evil, even like in her collar, it has this like V, and then you can see a little bit of lingerie poking out. Evil good character design. You can't have good character design on this outfit.
It's so
to like emphasize the contrast between the Christmas and the lingerie, like in a really intentional way. What are you doing?
We have to move on before I die. But also, still wearing her diagonal 6P like a freak, and she's just holding a shiny apple.
She is just holding the world's shiniest apple. Like,
You've been staring at my legs.
Me.
I was busy eating this apple, wearing the most inconvenient outfit known to man. And I noticed you've been looking at me, clad in lingerie and a sponge. I just wanted to know that I wanted you to know I disapprove.
It's just like, it's you the poncho better like unclip in the middle and fall off. Otherwise, taking this off, and you can't keep it on because then the bells are gonna keep ringing. Anyway, moving on.
His image like looks relatively normal at first glance too. It's just so sicko on the inside.
It's so sicko on the inside. I'm calling the FBI.
I'm calling the FBI.
Also, this image, an extremely estrogen negative image.
Oh yeah, she has zero boob.
She is zero. I mean, like, you know, theoretically it's hidden behind the poncho, but like, also she is zero boob.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-estrogen Yui Yagi.
Mm-hmm.
Qualms. Qualms
oh my God.
Immediately.
Qualms.
I'm looking at this emote, but like qualms, but they made the little red chunk diagonal now, which is insane.
I guess less qualm, but still like, qualm. Why?
Now it looks like a little Zippo lighter.
I'm dying. Trying to think about how this outfit works while looking at this emote is sickening.
She's got a sunburst behind her and some sparkles. She's got big sparkle eyes, and her hands are in fists, and she's looking down with sort of like an O mouth and a blush, and clearly she's opened a present. That's what this image is.
Extremely generic Christmas emote.
If you cut out everything except her face, it's cute. It's a cute face.
It's a cute face.
As soon as you start looking at the sweater sleeves and all of the shit on them, and
scary.
Everything below her, you just like put your hand and cover up everything below her chin. Then it looks great, honestly.
Oh,
fantastic
actually,
emote.
this is really cute,
right? And then you take the hand away, and you're like, pom poms.
This is why you need to be participating in our little interactive activities. They improve the experience so much.
Put your thumb over this old man,
please. Really, this image, this, oh my God.
Are you putting your hand on and then taking your hand away and then putting your hand on?
I'm trying to say this episode, but I said this image and this emote because I'm so locked into doing the podcast. This episode is just an excuse for us to try and fit in as many names of previous episodes as possible in one. Fellas, stay with me. Put your thumb over this old man. Ash is mad.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
before we move on from this, do you have thoughts on how these antlers are drawn as the how antlers are drawn guy?
As the how antlers are drawn guy, I actually like these a lot. In the emote and in the main image. I think in the emote they're a little bit more symmetrical, which I appreciate a lot. But like the important thing about drawing, I'm calm now. The important thing about drawing antlers, is you've got to get this feeling like they're not quite the same as tree branches, but you've got to get a feeling of three-dimensionality where it's not just like sort of a flat pattern of the antler branching outwards horizontally, but also a feeling that some branches are coming out to the back and some are coming out to the front. And then there's like, the feeling of splitting off from the main thing and where the main thing is. And I think in both of these, they do a great job of like creating that three-dimensionality, and like even the way that it's lit, you can really see it. And also it's just like a nice, it's a nice wreath-like antler shape. It's nice and realistic. They're not too big. And they have the right number of... These are good antlers. I would draw these.
Uh-huh.
Approved.
Moving on. Now we're finished with the portion of this episode where we look at Yui Yagi.
I don't know how we're going to end this episode, Ivy.
I have a thought.
Okay, because I was thinking about this during the break.
Okay, I have a thought, but we'll figure it out.
Okay, great.
Now
now we're moving to Encountering Starlight Lin Lang.
Encountering Starlight Lin Lang. If you go to mahjongsoul.club/character/Lin Lang, it's the one where she's on the drums. It's the one we haven't covered on the podcast yet. Also, it's the best one. It's the best picture of Lin Lang that they've ever made. Oh my god. Like,
those drums over there, it's okay if I can't reach them with my hands. When the time comes, I could just knock on them like this. Clang, with my tail. Lin Lang is super smart, and Lin Lang's tail is super flexible.
One of our biggest qualms with Lin Lang, I still have no idea how her tail attaches to her body, but like, look how alive her tail looks here.
Yeah, baby.
She's stuck little stickers on it, which is cute. I do love, it has like visible scales, and I love the idea of like having a part of your body that doesn't really have like exterior nerves, because there's not nerves in your scales, so you can just stick stickers on them. Extremely cute, and it's like, it's moving, it's alive, it's flowing. It looks like it has weight and purpose, like it moves her weird, like, cape thing as it moves. Like, awesome.
Really sick.
Ash, you would know more than me, but I feel like these drums are generally drawn pretty good.
Oh yeah, they're great. I mean, like, you can get a little bit bogged down in, like, trying to figure out the relative positioning of everything, because there's not really a floor. Like, the stand for this little, it's not the stand for one of these little symbols is kind of, like, clipping into the stand for her snare, and it's, like, a little strange. But generally the way that all of the, like, mechanics of it are drawn out is, like, very thoughtful. I like that you can see both sides of her hi-hat. I love that her music stand is over there, and it's, like, all decorated, and also it's got an adorable little, it's not a one-sew, because it's a two-sew, is what it is. It's got an adorable little two-sew on the end of this ribbon that wraps around her big bass drum, and it's, like, so good.
Yeah, she has a little two-sew sort of motif across her whole outfit. You can also see it on her weird skirt. Her outfit is incredibly weird and incomprehensible, and, like, kind of freaks me out if I look at it too much, but, like...
The thing on her thigh is insane. It's just a ribbon, but also it isn't, because it wraps back around.
Why is it thigh squishing when it's just a ribbon? It must be tied so tightly. Also, she's famously dense. I do genuinely, like, she can obviously reach every part of this drum set except for that's the hi-hat, right? On the far right?
Yeah.
Which is presumably the thing that she hits with her tail.
Mm-hmm.
It's clearly in range of her tail and not her arms. This is so cute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much they coordinate between the dialogue and the art, but like, you know, I also really get the impression that like she feels very high off the ground, even though if you look at the stool, she's not that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
she's pretty low when you look at the actual stand of the stool.
But she's positioned really weirdly relative to the kick drum. And my first thought when I looked at this was, oh, she just kicks the kick drum. Obviously.
Yeah.
Like, I think you can kind of see a little bit of a pedal there, next to her left leg. But like, obviously, she just kicks the kick drum because she's Lin Lang.
Mm-hmm.
Her face is super cute. She's all focused. She has big chubby cheeks. She's got like insane sort of like mix of Mahjong and like sea themed baubles and hair ornaments. And
her
like,
hair looks great. I mean, I just love these like ribbons this ribbon that is in her hair that is like flowing with her hair, and then this little like coral ornament is so fantastic. And then it really, you know, I think her outfit is great. It's not comprehensible. I still think it's fantastic. I just like looking at Lin Lang. You know, they consistently draw Lin Lang with sort of perfect body dynamics and proportions. And so it's just really enjoyable to look at this sort of small, pudgy child, drawn like a small, pudgy child, and it's sort of incredible. Tiny little detail I love about this drawing is just that if you look at that symbol that I was talking about a second ago, the one that's clipping into the snare drum, it has a little shiitake mushroom sticker on it, because those are her favorite food. This is so cute.
Was that a shiitake mushroom?
Yes.
I thought she famously hates shiitake mushrooms.
Does she? Is this the bit?
I believe she actually hates shiitake mushrooms.
I'm so sorry, Lin Lang. Anyway, it's still cute. Yes, she hates shiitake mushrooms. Still, a cute little reference. I'm here for it.
I love all her little stickers. And she's even got a sticker just like on her fleshy knee. She's clearly just like got a sticker pack, and she was like, okay, time to stick them.
She fits in with this like starry theme that they're going for, but she's also clearly doing her own sea thing. And then she's Lin Lang. It's like the best. It just rules, and it's so good.
Oh my god, wait, I'm looking very closely. I might be looking like, I'm moving away from the mic too much because I'm literally moving my face closer to my monitor. But like, I'm pretty sure her little seashell purse, fucking adorable, is supposed to be overflowing with little bonbons. Right?
I also have to look super closely. They do look like little, like, wrapped chocolates, huh?
They're little, like, wrapped bonbons. She's just stuffed with snacks.
Her coin purse that she is wearing during this performance, attached with a little jade, is so good.
Yeah. You can really just, like, this whole image, like, is so...
Oh my god, I'm looking at her ears and she's got a little earpiece in so that she can...
Aww.
So good. And you can see the wire of it rolling down her back.
Oh shit. I love these gloves too. They're perfect little gloves. I
don't know why she has a ruff on one side, not the other.
But this, like, almost kind of works. The whole thing almost kind of works, even though it feels like it shouldn't. The thing about this image is just that, like, she's in a state of, like, anticipation right now. That's what it feels like. But you can so clearly see what is going to happen as soon as she starts just, like, slamming these drums extremely hard because she's extremely heavy and dense, famously. Like, this ribbon her music stand is gonna rattle, this ribbon is gonna go everywhere, the purse is gonna go flying as she flings her body around because she's too small to reach all the drums from a single position. All the bonbons are gonna go flying out, her hair is gonna go everywhere, her tail's gonna start thrashing this hi-hat. It's just like... It's, you know, there's so much, like, potential energy in this. There's so much stuff that is set up to move. Even this, like, weird thigh thing, it doesn't go back around. It just has two little ribbons that like go off to the side. Yeah, you can see the end of it.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
End of it. Even this, you can picture she like kicks her leg and it flies everywhere. Her, and it's just like it's so kinetic. She's not actively in.
Of this image really does a lot for it. Like, you can see the ribbon flowing out from the music stand, and then it wraps around the drum, and then you can see her tail. It connects in that same way and wraps back up around, and then you've got her hair wrapping back up around, and then you just sort of stay in this little circle, and it culminates at her face all the time, so you can look at her face.
It's not actually a circle, it's like a spiral, right? Mm-hmm. Like everything leads you to either her tail or the drum set, and that like spirals inside into her face. And then from there you can like, follow the ribbon around and then spiral into her face, or you can
follow the line of her purse and look at her purse. You can follow her arms and look at her drumsticks and look at the drum, and then you can
and like
all these lines.
Yeah, and like in the middle of it, it's such good like color usage too.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
despite the fact that like this image is extremely blue and gold, her eyes are a very distinct blue and gold.
Yeah.
Nothing else in the image specifically matches, and so even though they match color scheme, they also stand out so much. And she's Lin Lang. You want to look at her fucked up eyes, and it really wants you to look at her fucked up eyes, which makes you look at her cute little... Her fucked up eyes are
central to the image.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's crazy good. The only thing about this piece of art is that I don't know why she's crying.
I was about to say, I just noticed her little tear. I think she's maybe just working very hard.
It's just sweat.
She might be crying, but she's like genuinely like it's like she can't reach all of these drums easily. And so you can really imagine just her tiny little body just sort of flailing around as she tries to stay on time. Kind of an insane image that goes hard.
Like, it's just a good image. Looking at Lin Lang is always worthwhile, but especially when she's doing the most.
I am kind of sad because I feel like she is slightly snubbed in the loading screen art that came with this.
Yeah.
If you go to the Encountering Starlight dress-up series,
it's very Hideki forward.
It's very Hibiki.
Sorry, Hibiki. I know what I'm talking about.
Hibiki and also Eye Patch Girl, and Lin Lang is super shoved in the back, and it's like a little bit of a shame. But in this art is so good and kinetic. It's hard to see on the white background, but the like light beams coming off behind her. The like little bits of confetti that you like don't notice because there's so much going on until you've looked at it for a while. Just fucking owns. Just like sick as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like sick as hell.
Just like sick as hell? Emote.
All right. I forgot. I got too excited. Just like this Lin Lang, who's too excited.
She's too excited.
I feel like she should be breaking these drumsticks with the force of her grip. This is drawn very differently from normal emotes. This is like very much the style of a certain artist. This like, kitty mouth with a little fang and a little heart. And, these super thick, greater than, less than sign eyes. But like, it gets across, you've got the elements of the outfit that look totally fine and normal. I actually like the way that her gloves are rendered here. And then she's just like, yay! And she's got these, excitement lines coming off of her and a big beam of yellow light. It's good. It's cute.
It is insane looking at this after looking at those Bond Up Yui Yagi emotes, because there's a lot of clutter here, sort of technically. Like, there's a lot of little doodads in her hair and her outfit, but it's just like, the value was and the composition are such that it's just like, they don't feel like they clutter because it's so centralized around, like, they feel like fun little bonus details instead of clutter because it's so easy to just look at her face, which is so clear and appealing and so nicely framed by, like, the sticks and her hair and the light beams, the sunbeam in the background.
The color work is good, her face is very bright, it's expressing a lot. You really don't need to look at this whole image all at once in order to parse it. And then just, like, the color work makes it so that you can look at the rest of the image without, like, getting totally lost in the sauce. The problem with Bond W. Yui Yagi emotes is that, you know, they're not expressing enough and the color work is very rough. And so you have a really hard time, you know, figuring out what you're even looking for in the sauce. Ivy, how are we going to end this episode?
Okay, so here was my initial thought. I was like, I can think of another thing for us to do at the end of next episode. I mean, obviously, next episode we're at least going to roll the next character, but I had numbers. Sort of like a next episode is our last episode. Not next episode. We'll talk. Not next episode
of season 1.
Next episode of season 1 is our last episode of the podcast before our first anniversary. So it's like the last episode of this year. So I had a little bonus thing for us to do. And then I was like, well, because I have that and we're rolling the character, maybe we could do Yui Yagi numbers in this episode. But I am like, do we have enough on Yui Yagi to do Yui Yagi numbers?
I feel like we need the whole picture of the woman.
All 8 of them.
Yeah.
All 8 pictures of the woman.
All of them at full resolution.
That's fair.
This is just, I feel like we only develop our full portrait of a character once we've seen all of their facets.
That's fair. Okay. Well then, Ash, how are we gonna end this episode?
Well,
what, do I have to come up with everything all the time? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Take a little responsibility sometimes.
I was thinking about it during the break, and I didn't come to a conclusion.
Well?
Thanks for listening to part 1 of Yui Yagi episode.
Thanks for listening to part 1.
In like a month?
Oh, yeah. So, next episode is gonna be a season 2 episode. So, tune in like a month.
Tune in like a month and we'll talk about the rest of Yui Yagi.
Yeah, because we have to talk about sort of like gender-swapped Yui Yagi, aka Yi Song.
You are right. That's fucked up.
I feel like they would start a book club together.
They would.
Yi Song should join the National University of Fuji Mahjong Club.
I thought you were gonna say Yi Song should take estrogen.
Well, people, if you want to hear our opinions
and Adelines.
Okay. Tune in next time for more of this. Sorry for not having an ending to this episode. Bye.
Bye.
こういう時は笑うべきなのかな。